Hi everyone, this is Heddit, the channel where we dive into the most heartfelt and captivating confessions from Reddit. Today, I have a deeply personal story to share with you all. It's a story about friendship, hidden feelings, and the complexities of love. So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Growing up, I always believed that true love was something that happened in fairy tales for romantic movies. I never thought it would happen to me, especially not with my best friend. But as they say, life has a funny way of surprising you. This is a story of my secret crush on my best friend, Alex. Alex and I met in the 6th grade. It was the first day of school and I was a nervous wreck. I had just moved to a new town and the thought of making new friends terrified me. I remember walking into the classroom, my heart pounding in my chest and scanning the room for a friendly face. That's when I saw Alex. He was sitting at the back of the classroom, dawdling in his notebook. There was something about him that instantly put me at ease. Maybe it was his warm smile or the way he seemed completely at ease in a room full of strangers. I took a deep breath, mustered up all my courage and walked over to him. "Hi, I am Ajua," I said, my voice trembling slightly. "Mind if I sit here?" Alex looked up from his notebook and grinned. "Sure, I'm Alex. Nice to meet you." From that moment on, we were inseparable. We bonded over our shared love of comic books, video games, and pizza. We spent countless hours together, laughing, joking, and sharing our dreams and fears. Alex quickly became more than just a friend. He was my confidant, my partner in crime, and the person I trusted most in the world. As we grew older, our friendship deepened. We went through all the typical teenage milestones together: awkward school dances, first crushes, and late night heart-to-heart talks. Alex was always there for me, whether I needed a shoulder to cry on or someone to celebrate with. He was my rock, and I was his. It wasn't until high school that I started to notice my feelings for Alex changing. It was subtle at first, a flutter in my chest when he smiled at me, a longing to be closer to him. I tried to ignore it, chalking it up to hormones and teenage confusion. But the more time we spent together, the stronger my feelings became. I remember the exact moment I realized I was in love with him. It was a chilly autumn evening, and we were sitting on the roof of his house, watching the sunset. We often went up there to escape the chaos of our lives and just be together. That night, the sky was painted in shades of orange and pink, and the air was filled with scent of falling leaves. We were talking about our plans for the future, as we often did. Alex had dreams of becoming a writer, and I wanted to travel the world. As he spoke, his eyes lit up with passion and excitement, and I found myself getting lost in them. In that moment, I realized that I didn't just care about Alex as a friend. I was deeply, hopelessly in love with him. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks. How could I have fallen for my best friend? What if he didn't feel the same way? The fear of ruining our friendship was overwhelming, and I decided then and there that I would keep my feelings a secret. It was better to have Alex as a friend than to risk losing him completely. But hiding my feelings was easier said than done. Every time Alex hugged me or made me laugh, my heart ached with unspoken love. I started to analyze every little interaction between us, looking for signs that he might feel the same way. Sometimes I thought I saw a glimmer of something more in his eyes, but I quickly dismissed it as wishful thinking. One summer, we decided to take a road trip together. We had always talked about going on an adventure, and we finally made it happen. We packed up his old car with snacks, a tent, and a map, and set off with no real destination in mind. It was just the two of us, the open road, and endless possibilities. The trip was everything I had hoped for and more. We camped under the stars, explored hidden trails, and made memories that would last a lifetime. One night, after a particularly long day of hiking, we found a secluded spot by a lake and decided to camp there. We built a fire, roasted marshmallows, and talked late into the night. As the fire cracked and the stars twinkled above us, Alex turned to me with a serious look on his eyes. "There is something I've been meaning to tell you," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. My heart skipped a beat. Was this it? Was he finally going to confess his feelings? "I've been accepted into a writing program in New York," he continued. "I'm leaving at the end of the summer." I felt like the ground had been pulled out from under me. Alex was leaving. My mind raced with a million thoughts, but I managed to keep a calm exterior. "That's amazing, Alex. I'm so happy for you," I said, forcing a smile. The rest of the trip was bittersweet. I wanted to cherish every moment with him, but the knowledge that he would soon be leaving cast a shadow over everything. I kept my feelings hidden, not wanting to add to the emotional weight of his departure. The day Alex left for New York was one of the hardest days of my life. We stood in his driveway, hugging each other tightly, neither of us wanting to let go. "Promise me you will keep in touch," he said, his voice breaking. "Of course," I replied, tears streaming down my face. "You are my best friend, Alex, always." As his car disappeared down the road, I felt a deep sense of loss. But I also felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe with time and distance, my feelings for Alex would fade and I could move on with my life. But they didn't. The months turned into years, and my love for Alex only grew stronger. We kept in touch, texting and calling regularly, but it wasn't the same. I missed him more than I ever thought possible. Then one day, out of the blue, I received a call from Alex. He sounded excited and nervous all at once. "I'm coming home for a visit," he said. "I have something important to tell you." My heart raced as I wondered what it could be. Could it be that he finally felt the same way? When Alex arrived, we fell back into our old routines as if no time had passed. We laughed, reminisced, and shared stories about our lives. But there was an unspoken tension between us, a sense that something important was about to happen. One evening, as we sat on the roof of his house, watching the sunset like we used to, Alex turned to me with a serious expression. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," he said, "and there is something I need to get off my chest." I held my breath, my heart pounding in my ears. "I've been in love with you for as long as I can remember," he confessed. "I was afraid to tell you because I didn't want to ruin our friendship. But being away from you made me realize that I can't keep these feelings hidden any longer." Tears filled my eyes as I took in his words. "Alex, I've been in love with you too," I admitted, my voice shaking. "I was so afraid of losing you that I kept my feelings a secret." We sat there in a stunned silence for a moment, processing what had just happened. Then, without saying a word, Alex leaned in and kissed me. It was the most natural, perfect moment of my life. From that day forward, our relationship changed. We were no longer just best friends, we were partners, lovers, and soulmates. The love that I had hidden for so long finally had a chance to blossom. Looking back, I realized that sometimes the best love stories are the ones that take the longest to unfold. My secret crush on my best friend turned into the most beautiful, unexpected love of my life, and for that I will always be grateful. Thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoyed this confession, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Heddit for more heartfelt stories. And remember, sometimes the best love stories are the ones that start with friendship. Until next time, take care and cherish the people you love. Bye.